Good morning, dear students. Today is session number 5. We'll talk about present simple question and negative forms. We use doesn't and don't to form the negative in the present simple tense. We use doesn't with he, she, and it, and we use don't with I, you, we, and they. When we use don't or doesn't, we use the verb without adding anything to it. Like I don't go to school on Fridays. She doesn't play in the evening. Can you see here? I didn't add anything to the verb because I have doesn't. Doesn't change the verb to its main state. I didn't add anything to it. Can you change these sentences to the negative with me? Who can do it with me? Remember, I use doesn't or does not with he, she, and it. I use don't or do not with I, you, we, or they, with the verb without adding anything to it. Who can answer number 1? The children play football at the weekend. Right. The children don't play football at the weekend. Number 2, Mary washes her face every day. Great. Mary doesn't wash her face every day. Number 3, who can answer this? I can hear some answers. Super. They don't eat at the restaurant on Sundays. Number 4, Peter does his homework in the afternoon. Take care of this because here the main verb is does and my helpers in the negative are doesn't and don't. Okay? So my answer will be Peter doesn't do. Peter doesn't do his homework in the afternoon. Even if the verb or the main verb in the sentence is does, I bring my helpers to form the negative. I bring doesn't or don't with my main verb. So Peter doesn't do his homework in the afternoon. Number 5, it's very important. He has a shower every morning. Excellent. He doesn't have a shower every morning. What did I do here? I changed has to its main verb. It became he doesn't have a shower every morning. As you see here, the children don't play because the children equals they. I use don't. Mary doesn't wash. Here I use doesn't because Mary, I can replace it with she, and I crossed es because I returned the verb to its main state, doesn't wash. Number 3, they don't eat. I don't add anything to the verb with don't and doesn't. Number 4, Peter doesn't do. Peter doesn't do because the main verb here is does. Peter doesn't do his homework in the afternoon. And the last one here, he doesn't have a shower every morning. I changed has to have because I have doesn't. Let's move to how to form a question in the present simple. I also use does or do to form a question in the present simple. I use does to form a question with he, she, and it. And I use do to form a question with I, you, we, and they. And don't forget to end your question with a question mark. Like here, does she like pizza? Question mark. Do they have a cat at home? question mark. Remember, with do or does, we don't add anything to the verb. I put the main verb without adding s or es or ies. I just put the main verb. Let's answer an exercise together. Number 1, do they swim or swimming in the sea? Can you see the question mark here? It's a question. We started with do and we ended our question with a question mark. That's right. Do they swim? Do they swim? Number 2, they doesn't or don't eating or eats lunch in the club. Super. They don't eat lunch in the club. Excellent. Number 3, do or does he go fishing every Monday? Question mark. So it's a question. Take care of the question mark. That's right. Does he go fishing every Monday? I use does here because I have he. Number 4, does the child have or having a music lesson at 3 o'clock? Excellent. Does the child have a music lesson at 3 o'clock? I put have because I have does. Because I have does, I have to put the verb in its main or in its infinitive. Number 5, they doesn't or don't watch TV in the living room. Super. They don't watch TV in the living room. I use don't because I have they. As you see here, do they swim? The verb is in the infinitive form. Number 2, they don't eat lunch in the club. Number 3, does he go fishing every Monday? Question mark. I started my question with does because I have he. Number 4, does the child have a music lesson at 3 o'clock? I put have because I have does, so I have to put the verb in the infinitive form. Number 5, they don't watch TV in the living room. I use don't because I have they. Right. What about my answers? If I want to answer a short answer, we only use does, do, doesn't, or don't if he asked me to use short answer. We don't use main verbs, we just answer with do, does, don't, or doesn't with yes or no. Like here, for example, does she like the dress? Yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. This is the short answer, not full answer. In the short answer, we change you in the question to I in the answer. Like here, do you play football on Saturdays? Yes, I do, or no, I don't. In the short answer, in some cases, we change we to you. Like, do we draw in English lessons? Yes, we do, or yes, you do. No, we don't, or no, you don't. Let's answer this exercise together. Answer the following questions in short answers. Does she play on the piano? No. Yes, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. And I form this sentence in the negative form because I have no. So it has to be in the negative. No, she doesn't. Number 2, do they go to school on Fridays? Yes, they do. Excellent. Yes, they do. Number 3, does Ali eat ice cream every Saturday? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Remember, if I have no, my sentence or my short answer or my answer must be in negative form. Number 4, does Sue brush her teeth before going to bed? Number 4, does Sue brush her teeth before going to bed? Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Number 5, do they travel to London every year? Who can answer this? Super. No, they don't. No, they don't. As we see here, she doesn't, they do, he doesn't, she does, they don't. Here, all of them short answers. So we stopped after doesn't, do, does, or don't. They are not full answer. They are short answers as they asked from me. Thank you so much for that.